Dumelang, I'm Shani, and hello. Welcome to Sports Wrap on UJTV. Libito laka ke Mpumelelo Dlamini, and I am here to keep you up to date and bring you the latest news on everything trending on the streets of sports. But please make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are UJ_sport and UJTV23. But I'm never alone. Let me introduce you to our panel today. We have on my furthest left, Mr. Barak, sir. The man behind the lenses, the photos, everything talking, content producing. How are you?
I'm okay, not too good of a day. I mean, it's been a while. I missed you guys. Good day to the viewers.
And on my closer left, we have the sheriff. Monaco 012 where the English goes. Hi Cody, how are you?
I'm good, thanks yourself, Lelo.
I'm great to see you. It seems like a very tough couple of weeks. You have the glasses back on.
No, it's been a tough couple of weeks. We've seen it all, I'd like to say, and I mean, we're talking sports, and that's where it's been. It's been happening everywhere, but that's why we're here to inform you and keep you up to date with that. So happy to be back, David. I missed you too.
As you should.
Highlights of the week. Anything.
Like I said, there's been a lot happening. For me, it's actually the Proteas preparing for the World Cup that's coming up now in June. But with all that happening, the squad selection and all of that, my highlight of the week is going to be Peter Ngaba. He's a bowler from the Eastern Cape. He was actually a net bowler just over a year ago for the Proteas, and now he's made his maiden cap. He's got his maiden cap for the Proteas, which are in the West Indies right now. So that's my highlight of the week. It just shows or goes to show that if you put in the hard work, you get rewarded. So my highlight of the week is him. He was just a net bowler, coming from hostel, from Rays, bowling to the Proteas, cleaning them up, so they say. And now he's actually part of the team. So yeah.
And David?
What a story to tell. He was just that guy. To help them prepare.
And little did he know. I know
preparing himself.
He's preparing himself for the next tour. Eh?
So yeah, I didn't know. I'm learning something this morning. Look, I think we've been short in like 2 weeks. A lot has been happening, so it was a bit difficult to pick, a moment. But I think for me, it has to be the scrum of, Ruan Pienaar has officially hung his boots. Obviously he last ran out with the Free State Cheetahs. I think what's obviously amongst other interesting factors is that he played the Springboks in 2007, the World Cup. He was part of that squad. And him hanging his boots at the age of 40 in the previous 2 weeks, he was the last man standing from the squad who was still playing rugby. Everyone else had long hung their boots, and he was the last one standing. So I think, obviously the service to the sport and the loyalty is very great. He has been an immense player for all the teams he's played for. I think it's very interesting. Where were you guys in 2007 actually?
I'm not gonna say a lot.
Great something, but what number?
I was definitely still in primary school in 2007, but definitely he shout out to Ruan Pienaar, for serving the brand, for serving the country. We definitely appreciate his contribution to the sport of rugby.
Absolutely brilliant.
Hi, talking about age, I'm not going to expose myself. But also talking about being 40 years old and hanging your boots just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It really says a lot about maturing in sports, or sports doesn't actually have an age. But also a brighter light on the side, we have the women's Springbok qualifying for the WXV2 that will take place later this year, as well as qualifying for the 2025 Rugby World Cup.
Sure.
You said it.
Beep.
You said it.
I mean, we have features of our own from the University of Johannesburg participating. I mean, it's a great thing. They
are packed inside. I think it would probably be great to see if the 7th season falls outside the World Cup tournament. Will be improvised 7 players, to the 15 squad. Obviously, it would help, especially with the back lines. Yeah. But I think the Springbok women having won, the Rugby Africa tournament, after defeating Madagascar in the final, which led them obviously to qualify for the World Cup, as you mentioned, in the second edition of the women's 15s. I think it's a good thing, And we know in 2023 they finished in 3rd position for the women's 15s. So I believe it's good that they have games also lined up ahead of the World Cup, because this will help them prepare, for the tournament. So they'll be able to get tournament ready. I think we just gotta hope that the team suffers no injuries, because you wouldn't want to get any serious injuries ahead of the World Cup. That is a big milestone, and that is obviously a chance for them to also go represent the country on the biggest platform available. So we're happy for them, and we just hope that they can keep their players intact.
We will be there in 2025. We won't stay behind.
Why does it sound like you're putting yourself in there?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And let's have a look at your results. And just coming back to the winning side, also speaking about the women, we have the Hollywood Bet Super League.
Yeah.
Where we're currently still in second place.
Yes.
And we're talking about 31 points.
31 points, Cody.
Oh, I mean, listen, I hear the 31 points. I'm more a spectator who watches the games and forgets about the log. And also, you can't blame me for that, because I mean, the games that I've watched, the ladies have been so good. So when I heard you guys say off air, we actually second, I was like, Nyahla. There is no way we've been playing such good football. Kanjani. And, I had the privilege of watching them play against Amatax a couple of weeks back. And I mean, when we got there, I saw a lot of the Tax players. They are former Mamelodi Sundowns players. So I'm thinking to myself, this is a professional environment. And I'm looking at our side, I'm like, ooh, these kiddies are going to get it today. Eh? But little did they just came on. Eh? David, correct me if I'm wrong, the final score was 2-1 on the day. We scored 2 early goals, and then they scored 1. But they are just phenomenal. They are fantastic. And then the week after that, going back to Pretoria again, playing against TUT, a struggling TUT that is. Sorry. Whenever it has to do with TUT, I have to put it out there. So against the struggling TUT, Tupa, and this weekend they just put 5 inside. I'm like, these ladies are playing fantastic football. Yeah. Of course, David goes into details. Me, I just say surface. Just surface, the goals. That's all I'm about. Me, I'm not about white Twara. I'm like, they scored 7. I'm happy. I'm the ladies are playing fantastic football, and it's good to watch. So hopefully something happened. The football gods are with us, and whoever's on top of us just slips up. That's what I'm hoping for.
It's quite ironic how you say some Turks players come from Mamelodi Sundowns, and in the previous weeks, Sundowns played Turks, and they dealt with them 8 goals to 0, 4 goals a half. That's not the point. The UJ girls have not had two games, now. Obviously, one game was postponed, and the other one we had a bye. Yeah. So I think, but obviously they've been training anyways and having friendly, so surely they still are in shape, Yeah. I think obviously that also gives us more time, to get our injured players back, which is good. Yeah. Some of you probably might have been forgotten about Refili Maseko.
Captain, my captain.
Yeah, she got injured, in round 3. And now we have played 13 games, so she missed 10 games.
10 games.
That's a lot. But I think we are on par. In terms of swinging on the log, we are on par with Mamelodi Sundowns and Richmond United. Having all played 13 games, and UWC, Test Galaxy have a game in hand. They've already played 12. They've only played 12 games so far. I think the top 5 race is still much on. And the gaps are very much narrow. So no one should be relaxed at this moment.
Why are you looking at me?
It's too early. The next fixture for the UJ girls is on the 8th of June, when they take on the newcomers, Lindelani ladies, at the Soweto Stadium. And Lindelani are 15th on the log. Let's just do a bit of inspection here. Let me give you the ins and outs.
Yes, David.
Lindelani are currently 15th on the log out of 16 teams. They've played 12, won 1, drew 1, lost 10. And they've scored 10 goals and conceded 32. Right. The point is, beside the lack of experience in the league because they are new, the goals conceded directly speaks to their defensive system for me, and that is a concern. Coming up against a side like UJ, who will punish you if
all the time.
You give them a chance, So if UJ attack lethally on the 8th, they must score as many goals as possible, because they need to narrow the gap between themselves and Mamelodi Sundowns in terms of goal difference. UJ has scored 31 goals and Sundowns has scored 57 goals so far in 13 games.
8 of them coming from
From Amatage. And technically, if there's about 18 games left and you double all these numbers,
Yeah.
when the league finishes, we could be sitting at 60 plus goals and Sundowns at 90 plus goals. If this is the momentum that will carry us through the whole league. So I think the EJ girls are definitely on fire. The mood is great on game day. The energy is on. We just need to really fight, because the gap, like you mentioned, the gap between us and Mamelodi Sundowns ladies is very, very narrow. They've got 34 points, we've got 31, but now the difference now is the goal difference, and that's what's setting us apart. So we just need to make sure we don't lose any game, so that if anything happens,
We are able to
we
come
can
back.
just, we can just jump out. But yeah, definitely so far so good.
And I want to touch base on, are you not excited to see what the varsity football actually brings for the ladies? Because with such experience, and bear in mind, last season, we had more of the newcomers only coming in.
Yes.
True, yeah.
And now we have a new season where the newcomers have already settled.
Yeah.
And we have, UWC is nothing on us.
Cody?
I mean, you say UWC, who's that?
This guy, Kalama fight.
No, I have to. You know what? I'm orange all in. My blood is orange, and like you said, it's very interesting what you're saying. Most of our first years last year, they actually performed, having one of them actually make the team of the tournament for that Cape Town experience, Lusanda.
Yes.
So and I've watched her play. She's got there's one central defensive.
Midfielder.
Central defensive girl. What's her name? I forgot, but they look like twins. Oh my word!
Yolanda Nduli.
Yolanda, oh my word!
Yeah.
You must see them play, Lelo. I am looking forward to watching them play in varsity football. I think you spoke about defensive systems of other teams. I think we've got that spot on. They understand each other so well. They spend a lot of time together, and they're very good friends. So I mean, to go into that season, I'm looking forward to upsetting a lot of the teams, and especially that one there in the Western Cape. They need to catch hands.
It's actually funny how you mentioned Lusanda and Yolanda. They actually come from the same town in KZN. They played together as kids, and now they're playing together. I think that's why the chemistry is so strong between them.
It's beautiful.
What's happening there in KZN?
They must tell us, because there is definitely talent there.
But also, not to forget, our 2 national call-ups. We have 2 amazing women there. Aisha
there.
Musa and Shannon Makomo,
Yeah.
making the Banyana team for the international friendly against Senegal.
Yeah, look, what a team, when the team and players perform well, the supporters become obviously your positive advocates, What I mean is when the reception we got on social media when we announced that this collab was very warm, the funny thing also is that Makomo came with a collab coming from a red card in the previous fixture, which means she had missed 2 fixtures. So I think for me, this means her on-field performance obviously surpasses any other eliminating factors, for the collab. So I think it's very good, obviously, for the performance as well. I saw they already started training, and the kit looks quite good as well. I think it's very nice. Makomo is initially a midfielder, but Coach Dunga has committed her to a defender. So it means she can now offer you two factors. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see how Coach Ellis and the team will use her, obviously, at the team to enhance her skill and also just to allow her to serve the national brand.
And I mean, we first spoke about varsity football, and Aisha, who I've said in previous episodes, has been absolutely phenomenal. So I think when I heard the news, I was like, well deserved. Yeah. Just go out there and do what you've been doing, and you must see her. She's general. She's just absolutely fantastic.
She's a gem.
Yeah.
But most definitely. And let's have a look at your upcoming fixtures. I know we never usually touch base on hockey, but I mean, collabs. And an interesting fact, ne? Ever since we started the show, it's just been collabs. Congratulations. And it's hockey.
No, absolutely. I mean, speaking of collabs, during the Terre de Jour that we had, which is the new, the new link between the French embassy and UJ Sports, I actually got to speak to David, who's a Namibian hockey player. Little did I know that he's got a little brother who's as good as him. So when I spoke to him, he spoke about how he's been preparing, of course, for the Olympics or just to make the team. You know, he's been doing a lot of training and all of that. So to hear that he was also one of the guys that got called up, it goes to show that we're doing something right at UJ to help all our athletes that are also at the international level. So for him to get that call up, absolutely brilliant. I'm proud of him.
And under the essay, we're talking about Kylian Dejaga. And then for the Namibian side, we're talking about Jantwa Kruger as well as the Brits brothers,
Yes.
David and JP.
Yes.
So they're in Namibia. If they want the entire team, they must just call us.
No, I mean, it's a few international hockey players that we've gotten into the system here at UJ. And it goes to show that whatever product we're putting out there for the fans is working. If it can go all the way to Namibia and attract such quality players with all the competition that we have around the countries, that is all these other universities, they still choose to come to the University of Joburg. And speaking of the show that we're displaying, I don't want to shy away from the accomplishment, but I know the hockey season is on, and we've recently just opened the Hockey Astro here at UJ. So if you want to see that as well, all of this, I don't want to say it's Amaya's, but that's how hot they are on the Astro. The Astro's open now, and people can come watch them. The UJ Hockey men's, the ones and twos, ladies, same ones and twos. They playing at the Astro. So if you want to see any of that, and maybe you think you're gonna go to the other university, the high school down the road, or the one on the other side of the Transkei River, you know exactly where to go.
And also, I'm not done saying congratulations. We're talking about Iane participating in the Para Athletics Championships. This is the world. It's not local. It's the world.
It's the world, eh?
She came fifth while placing, a 31.01 meter throw in Kobe, Japan, as well as shot put 9.10 meters.
You know what? Yane is actually fantastic. She happens to be also a very good friend. And we spoke as well at the Terre de Jour. She's very shy. And she spoke about how exciting everything is for her. She's traveled all around the world, but every time she gets an invitation or qualifies for something, it's just amazing. So to hear that she threw, like you said, a 31.01 in the F54 discus. Yes, she finished fifth, but it was an African, record according to my sources. That was an African record. So it might have been, not a record, but it is an African record, which means she's the best that we have in Africa. And not only that, remember in February 2024, she also broke that African record when she threw a 31.88 meters in the F44 discus. So she's doing absolutely well. And you know what? I think she's well on her way to going to the Paralympics. She said to me, I said, how do you feel about me calling you a Paralympian? She says, I can't wait to have that title. Oh. And I think she's well on her way to catching it, actually.
She's receiving it.
She is receiving it, 100%, definitely.
A big congratulations to all our student athletes. We are very proud. And please make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are UJ_sports as well as UJTV 23. Crush of the week. I don't want you to say Yane. Find another crush of the week.
I won't. Yane, I was going to say you're my crush, but you know what? I'm going to go with Unhlanhla Maseko. He got recognized at the USA 30th anniversary, where we are celebrating a birthday, but of course we're also giving out a couple of awards. So he got his recognition for representing the country in the FISU Games. So he's my crush of the week. I remember last year at the UJ Sports Gala. He got a couple of awards as well. So to see that it's not only that, he's recognized in the whole country. Big ups to him. Bafo, kubeka ngomsebenzi.
And my crush of the week has to go to all the student athletes that have been graduating. You know, you open the socials, another one. You open the socials, another one. And it's not only football, netball, or rugby, it's every student athlete.
Literally.
I mean, we are a university of excellence.
100%.
And here we are.
And here we are. I mean, we are students before we are athletes. And I think all the managers across all the sporting codes are understanding that when we bring someone into the environment, we're not only trying to build a sports career, but we are building them as young women and young men. So I'm happy to see that we don't just come here and dominate on the field. We go to class, even though it's a 50%, a pass is a pass.
And a cap is a cap.
A cap is a cap.
Any last words for today?
I mean, Lelo, there's a lot of competition still happening for all our UJ athletes. And I think, you know, a lot of our athletes are still out to get spots, gunning for spots for the Olympics. And you know what? All the best to them. I think it's that season where we are behind them with all the exams happening. Hopefully they can still get those qualification times and book their flights to France. But not only that, another thing that I'm looking forward to is the Cricket World Cup that is happening in the United States for the first time ever. So we are going there as well. That is the Proteas. The squad has been selected. The team is ready. They are currently in the West Indies, who is a co-host to the World Cup. So they're preparing for that. So all the best to the men. Hopefully they come back this time with a much better result than just the semi-final.
And all the best to all our athletes at the University of Johannesburg, as well as our students for the exam season. Well, think about it. It's all in the mind. Well, from my side, my name is Mpumelelo Dlamini, and we're wishing you guys all the best. Until next time, sizobonana.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.